We have a truckload of turmeric in the garden ready to harvest, and we have ginger. So today we are going to make a turmeric latte, or sometimes called a golden latte. Hi, I'm Debbie and welcome to Vintage Food Farm. So when our turmeric is looking good, it looks like this. So it's beautiful and it's lush and it's green and it has beautiful flowers, and that is while it is growing. So the tubers underneath the ground are getting bigger and bigger. They're getting all their energy from the leaves and the sun, so they're nice and lush and beautiful. But this is what our turmeric plants look like now because they are ready to harvest. So you can see that they are all starting to go brown and yellow, and they are really messy and they're starting to collapse. So when we see the tops of the turmeric dying off like this, we know that the turmeric is ready to harvest. So when we harvest it now, it's really crisp and fresh and big and beautiful. If we leave it for too much longer, and we do leave it in the ground, there's no way we can possibly eat all the turmeric that we've got. And also we want to grow a lot more for next year. But if you leave it in the ground, it starts to then, it will die off over winter. And then when it comes back in next summer or next spring, it will use the energy in the tuber to grow the leaves again, so that your turmeric will start to shrink and shrivel a bit. So you can still find nice bits of turmeric all year, but that's the process. Basically, it grows all through the summer with beautiful lush leaves, building up these massive tubers. If you've seen turmeric in the supermarket, you'll see it's just tiny little bits. Ours grows massively in the tropics. But once it gets to the end of summer, when all your leaves have grown and the tubers have grown and the leaves die off, that is when it's the best time to harvest. You can harvest it and freeze it as well. We don't, we just grab some as we want it. I find that even if it is winter, there's still enough really good turmeric in the ground that I can harvest the whole year through. So I've already dug up a heap of turmeric, but let's go and get some more so I can show you where it comes from and how we dig it up, and we'll also get some ginger. So this is the tool you need if you want to harvest ginger or turmeric or galangal, any sort of tuber from the ground. It's called a hori-hori. We bought ours from a guy in Perth. There is a link in the description. It is one of the best tools. It looks like a knife, but it doesn't. You don't use it like a knife. You use it more as a digging tool for weeding and for digging up. I know it looks very Bear Grylls, but we are not Bear Grylls type of people. It's just a really good tool for harvesting turmeric and ginger and galangal. So we've got turmeric and ginger and galangal all over the property. I showed you some in the front garden bed just then. We'll now go into the veggie garden and we'll pick some from there. And we've also got some just randomly growing throughout the bush all over the property. There's some up near the water tanks, there's some down the back, and it's sort of naturalised so that turmeric just springs up everywhere, which is pretty amazing. So I've got the hori-hori. Let's go and get some ginger and some turmeric. So the wet season is now finishing and we're going into the dry season and the cooler months. So it's starting to dry out a lot in here. So here you can see this bed has got galangal and ginger, which has died off, and turmeric. So these leaves over here, these really tall ones, that's actually cardamom. And then these ones here, just pop the hori-hori down. So that's a grasshopper that just jumped and scared me half to death because I thought it was a snake. So these leaves here, this is the turmeric leaf. And if you come down to the bottom here, so I'll just get this, and you have a look in here, you can see the bright orange bits of turmeric. I'll just dig in there. Look at that. So just loosen it with the hori-hori and you have tons of turmeric. So that one's already started to rot away a bit. That one's beautiful. Once I wash these, you will see how golden they are. So much turmeric. And look how big. So I'll show you this one here. Look at the size of that. That is huge. And all this whole great big gnarly bunch here is all turmeric. So we've got our turmeric, and we'll take that and we will wash it. And then I'll get the hori. You can see here there's some ginger leaves. There's a bit more ginger leaf here. So we know that the ginger is down here. So we'll just dig that up. And that, look at that worm. That is a beautiful piece of ginger. Once I wash that, you will see. Just get a bit more. Look at that. That is so much ginger. So that's plenty. That will do us for some stir fries and some turmeric lattes for a while. So I'll just grab all of that. So I'll grab my basket and I'll collect our turmeric and our ginger, and we will go and give it its first wash underneath the hose just to get the main bit of dirt off, and then we will give it a proper clean, and then we will make our turmeric latte. Hello, Lexi. Hello. So we'll take our basket of turmeric and ginger over to the hose, and we'll get the most of the dirt off there. This is actually galangal that I picked before as well. Just pop that down. So you can see there the beautiful pink of the galangal. So I got that while I was there so that I can make a yummy Thai curry. So this is how I do my turmeric and galangal cleaning. Put my hose on jet and I get the first bit of dirt off just with the hose. And you can get right in between all those little grooves much easier. And then turn it over. And that's how I do my first clean of most of our vegetables from the garden, especially the root vegetables, because I find it much easier just to get all the dirt off outside on the grass, and then I take it into the kitchen and clean it properly. So these bamboo baskets, they are from the markets in Saigon, but you can get them all over Asia, and they are so light and so strong and so handy, and they wash really well and they last for years, and I think they cost like $1 each. So we'll pop all of our ginger and our turmeric. Give it one last whisk around. So how is that for a harvest? So satisfying, especially when you think that you'd be paying like $33 a kilo or something if you bought it in the supermarket. And it's really yummy, really fragrant and really fresh. So I have cleaned up and peeled and chopped the ginger and the turmeric, and I'll show you that, but I'll also show you how I do it. And then I've also got the other ingredients here for the turmeric latte, which is, so we've got 150 grams of fresh turmeric, 75 grams of fresh ginger, all cleaned and sliced. We have 300 grams of honey, or 300 mils of honey. We have a tablespoon of cinnamon, a tablespoon of cracked black pepper, 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, the juice of a whole lemon, and next I'll show you how we peel and chop up our turmeric and our ginger. We've also got a jar that we're going to put the paste into, and we have a warm jar that we're going to drink our turmeric latte in. So this recipe comes from our daughter's friend who came up from Sydney and knew the recipe from some recipe book, I don't know, but she made it for us and it is absolutely incredible. So I will put the recipe in the description below. Thank you, Anna. So in order to peel and clean off your ginger, you can use a spoon, which is what a lot of people use, and they just scrape it like that with a spoon, which is good. But I haven't cut myself in over a week, so I figure let's use the knife. I just find it a bit quicker. And just gently scrape the skin off. Because a latte is made with milk, you do want to have a nice clean yellow paste, whereas if you're cooking a curry or something else, you may not want to peel it quite as much. But that's our turmeric, and then we take our turmeric and we just chop it up into nice little slices. And you'll see my fingers are starting to get very yellow, but that is our beautiful, fresh, homegrown turmeric that we're now going to make our golden latte paste with. So you can see how yellow my fingers are. So if you are smart, you'll wear gloves. So now we have all of our ingredients ready, all of our turmeric and ginger nicely cleaned and chopped up. We have our pot on our burner ready to go. This is the local honey that we bought, and we got that down the road. This guy is really great. We've had his honey a number of times. It's called Boggy Hill Honey, and he lives about 1 kilometre down the road, and he makes the most, well, his bees make the most beautiful honey. So yeah, highly recommend him. And then we've already juiced our lemon in our ingredients, and we have our trusty old half-price NutriBullet. If you didn't want to use a food processor, if you don't have one or the power's out, you can use a mortar and pestle, just the same way as you would use to make a curry paste, because it's exactly the same thing. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients, we have our NutriBullet, and we have our pot. We are going to cook our ginger and garlic in the coconut oil with the pepper to begin with, and we're just going to cook that for about 3 minutes just to take the bitter edge off of the turmeric and the ginger. So first, with my yellow fingers, we're going to start this burner, and then we have our pot. So to start with, we are going to place just approximately 2/3, so 2 tablespoons of the 3 into the pot. And the last tablespoon we're going to leave behind, because we're going to add that in when we blitz it in the NutriBullet. So we have our coconut oil in there. We are now going to add in our ginger and our turmeric, and we are also going to add in our tablespoon of black cracked pepper. And then we're just going to stir that and let it gently cook and soften for about 3 minutes. So you don't want to brown or burn your ginger or your turmeric or your pepper. Just want it on a low heat, and then you're going to gently soften it. Guaranteed the pot will be stained yellow after this. So this has been about 3 minutes. And I'm going to turn that off now, and I'm just going to let that sit just for a minute just to cool down a little bit before I put it into the food processor. So I've just brought out a jug of cold water, so that when we make our paste, if it's too thick, we can just dilute it. So this is now cooled down, and that is ready for us to put into our food processor or blender or mortar and pestle, whatever you've got. So I'll just get rid of that one. And we'll take all of our beautifully softened turmeric and ginger and pepper. Look at the yellow in the bottom of that pan. That is crazy. Of course, you don't just have to make turmeric lattes with all your turmeric. You can make beautiful Indian curries and Thai yellow curries. So that's our ginger and turmeric. We're now going to add in our lemon juice. And our cinnamon. And we're going to blend that up. So now we've got it into this paste, we're going to add our honey. And I'm going to keep that blending until it turns into a beautiful, smooth, fluffy paste, and that will be beautiful to add to the milk. And then this is our beautiful turmeric latte paste. And I'll open it up and show you. Just look at that. So I have a nice little clean jar here, and I'm going to pour my latte mix into my jar. Put the lid on. And that is ready to go in the fridge. And that will stay fantastic to use for about 2 weeks in the fridge. But next I'm going to show you how to make the actual latte, and I'm going to go and get some Misty Mountain full cream milk, which is a really good quality milk. But you could also use oat milk or almond milk or coconut milk, any sort of nut milk that you wanted, or soy milk. But I'm just going to go old school at the moment, and I'm going to use a really good quality farm fresh milk. So this is our beautiful golden latte paste. It is, it has a slight spiciness to it, but the honey and the lemon juice just offset that so beautifully. And then when we add that to the milk, we're going to end up with a warm, earthy, milky turmeric latte. So this is our beautiful local Misty Mountain milk, but whatever good quality milk you can get, or nut milk. And then we have our paste, and that made 1 jar plus this bowl, so probably 1.5 jars. And you can also freeze the paste as well, so you could make up a heap and freeze some, put some in the fridge, give some away. People will love you. So we'll turn our saucepan back on, and we'll put it on low, and then we're going to put in 2 cups of milk. So the recipe suggests 1 cup. 1 cup's not enough for me today. And then we add in 2 tablespoons of our latte mix. So that is starting to get nice and warm now. Look at the colour, it's so beautiful. So the colour of your actual paste will vary depending on the yellowness of your turmeric. So obviously you don't just need to make turmeric latte with your turmeric. You can make curries, yellow Thai curry. You can make Indian curries, Sri Lankan curries. You can make a gorgeous pickled turmeric, which you can put on just about anything. That is another really great way to use your turmeric. So there's lots of people will talk about all the health benefits and why you put pepper in it and why you put this in it and that. I'm sure it's healthy, but it tastes amazing. If you don't like things a little bit spicy, maybe a little less pepper, and maybe cook your turmeric and your ginger for a little bit longer. I suspect this is one of those drinks that you either love or you hate. I've got a friend who I was telling I was going to make a turmeric latte, and he said, "Oh, I hate them, they taste like dirt." And I was like, yeah, it's a little bit earthy, but it's certainly an acquired taste, and I absolutely love them, and so do a lot of other people. So if you haven't given it a go, try a turmeric latte. Okay, so don't overheat your milk because you don't want to curdle it. I'll turn that off. And then I'm just going to get my ladle. So that is my beautiful warm turmeric latte. And now for the taste test. It's only just sweet from the honey, but it's sweet enough. You can taste the turmeric, you can taste the ginger, you can taste the pepper and the cinnamon. It is a really, really beautiful, comforting drink. It would be fantastic through winter. It's so good. Anyway, give it a go. You'll either love it or you'll hate it. The other thing that you could do if you found it a little bit too spicy is to add more honey. It seems like a lot of honey, but it goes a long way. If you can't get fresh turmeric, you can use dried powdered turmeric, but use a third of the amount. So this recipe has 150 grams of fresh turmeric, so you would just use 50 grams of dried turmeric. That is it. That is the end of our video on how to make a turmeric latte made from the turmeric and the ginger that we've grown in our own garden. I hope you enjoyed it. If you feel like it, and only if you feel like it, like and subscribe. But most importantly, stay calm in the farm.